It's awful. We can't even get through. We are tired of these tourists who pretend not to see that there are inhabitants living here. It has become an amusement park for partygoers, and that has to stop.
Tourism has a positive effect on the country's economy, but on the other hand, it is destroying our lives and all that has been built here.
In the middle of the crowd, Luis and Klesia are even being solicited by reelers who mistake them for tourists.
Come on, guys. Let's go. Come in.
16 shots at €6. That means that a shot costs 50 cents. Look at it.
Obviously, you can't find it cheaper than that.
Does that make you smile?
Oh no, not at all. It proves that the aim is to get tourists drunk as quickly as possible.
Consequence, not a night goes by without things getting out of hand. Luis and Klesia are disgusted.
Look at that. Look what they're doing. For me, that's real nonsense. Partying in all its extremes, in a neighborhood that is primarily residential. And the law allows that. Look over there on the ground. The person is completely drunk and can't even stand up. That's what happens more and more every day on these streets.
Ethel coma, unbridled attitude, and a new phenomenon the Portuguese were not used to have appeared on its streets.
It smells weird.
Yes, it smells like drugs.
Dealers have taken over the neighborhood, and they have no compunction about accosting tourists. Equipped with a hidden camera, it only takes a few seconds before a dealer offers us drugs.
If you buy more from me, I can make you a good price. If you want, you can taste it first.
As a good salesman, he even invites us to try the goods in the middle of the street.
Come on, come on. Come and test.
No, thanks.
In Portugal, the law punishes drug trafficking with 5 years in prison, but obviously it is not a problem for this dealer. And even more surprising, he doesn't even bother to hide the drugs. He unpacks his sachets for everyone to see.
Are there no police here?
Here. No.
According to this dealer, the police don't even patrol the neighborhood in order not to disturb the holidaymakers. Here, the tourists are kings, and too bad for the locals. Returning home, after midnight, Luis and Klesia are not about to sleep, though the couple did not install double glazing but double windows. But it makes no difference.
It keeps going on. There are even still more young people. It's going to be like this all night. That's the noise we hear. Even with double windows, we are unable to sleep at night. It doesn't end until 3 o'clock in the morning. Hence, we are exhausted when we wake up because we only slept 4 or 5 hours, no more.
Due to these disturbances, the neighborhood has been emptied of its population. In the last 6 months alone, over 500 inhabitants have deserted it. For Luis, this transformation doesn't go down well.
Look here. This was our neighborhood before when we got here. It was very quiet. A small, nice, traditional Portuguese neighborhood. Today, it looks nothing like that.
The couple can't afford to go elsewhere. So, to try to have peace in the neighborhood, one day Luis had an idea.
Look at this woman. She sleeps on the street as if it were a disco.
He shot this short video to show the authorities what was going on just downstairs of his house.
We filmed in quite a few places to show noise and alcohol abuse, and we sent it to Lisbon City Hall, but we had no response. Nothing was done.
Luis and Klesia feel abandoned by the authorities, and they are not the only ones. One evening, one of their neighbors had an unpleasant surprise.
The young people took the fire extinguisher, emptied it in the hall, and wrote this English swear word to the neighbor, who just asked them to make less noise. We called the police, but they did nothing because the tourists bring in a lot of money to the city. We, the inhabitants, are definitely the weak link.
We are really sad. Well, okay, the tourists are here, but they also brought a lot of problems, and we don't know what to do anymore.
Several associations have written to the government to demand measures to protect residents. Not sure they're going to get their way, because the Portuguese authorities have decided to roll out the red carpet to foreigners and not only to tourists. To encourage them to move here, the country released a very attractive tax arsenal to the extent of exempting them from taxes. The first to have taken advantage of it were French pensioners.